Chapter 10: The Labyrinth Tree. There were places even Peter feared. One of them stood just beyond the eastern glade, where the soil turned white and the trees grew in spiral formations. It was a place no lost boy wandered alone, a place older than Peter, older than Hook, older than time itself. The Labyrinth Tree. Before dawn, Peter stood at the edge of the clearing, arms crossed, eyes locked on a massive trunk that spiraled into the clouds like a cyclone carved from bark and bone. Wendy joined him, her fingers still sore from the night before. The shadow was gone, but the tension in Peter's shoulders hadn't eased. "This is where it started," he said softly. "Your story?" she asked. He shook his head. "The island." The labyrinth tree was colossal, its base wide enough to house a city. Its bark pulsed faintly. Carvings twisted along its skin. Symbols in languages long dead, faces stretched into agony, wings folded in silence. The entrance yawned before them, a vertical slit in the bark, dripping golden sap. Wendy took a step forward. "We're going in." Peter nodded. "If we want to understand what Hook's planning, we need to see what he saw, what your mother saw." Cale joined them, weapons strapped, eyes hollow. "It's not too late to turn around." "Yes, it is," Wendy said. They entered. Inside the tree, there was no ceiling, only winding tunnels of thick wood and luminous veins that pulsed with breath. The air was humid and filled with faint whispers. Wendy walked beside Peter, her hand trailing the bark. "This place feels alive." "It is," Peter said. "Every year it grows deeper. Every boy who dies here, his bones feed it. Every memory forgotten becomes its root." They passed through a narrow corridor where the walls closed in. Faces bulged from the wood, eyes closed, mouths agape. Cale muttered, "Are those?" Peter's face was grim. "Lost boys who tried to steal from the tree." "What did they try to steal?" Wendy asked. Peter whispered, "Truth." They emerged into a vast chamber where the ceiling was lost to darkness. In the center stood an altar of petrified feathers and stone teeth. Floating above it, a crystal prism, slowly spinning, casting reflections of impossible scenes on the walls. Visions. One showed a young woman, Wendy's mother, standing beside Peter, touching the altar. Another showed Hook as a boy, tears in his eyes, looking up at the same crystal, then his hand reaching for it, then breaking it. Peter's voice trembled. This is where he first changed, where he saw what he would become. Wendy approached the crystal. "What does it do?" "It reveals," Peter said, "everything past, future, self." Cale backed away. "We shouldn't touch it." But Wendy was already stepping forward. She placed a hand against the prism. The vision. She stood in a garden under a golden sky. Birds sang. A woman sat beneath a tree, elegant, sharp-eyed, older than Wendy remembered but unmistakable. Her mother. "Hello, darling," the woman said without looking up. Tears flooded Wendy's eyes. "How?" "I left something for you," her mother said. "In the earth, in the roots, a story they couldn't burn." "Why?" Wendy asked. "Because one day you'd have to finish it." Wendy stepped forward. "Finish what?" Her mother finally looked at her, breaking the chain. She snapped back. Peter caught her before she fell. "I saw her," Wendy gasped. "She knew she wanted me here." Peter swallowed hard. "Then she's more powerful in death than we thought." Suddenly, the tree shuddered. Cale spun, blade drawn. "What was that?" Peter's expression darkened. "Hook knows we're here." A wall peeled open behind them, revealing a spiral staircase descending into black. Wendy didn't hesitate. She started down. The roots. It was colder here. The walls changed from bark to stone to ash to bone. Wendy's breath fogged in the air. The light grew dimmer. And then they reached it. A vault beneath the roots, walls etched with a single repeating symbol, a hook piercing an eye. At the center of the room lay a broken throne, and on it a body. Not a corpse, not decayed. Preserved. Her mother. Wendy dropped to her knees. Peter knelt beside her. The island didn't kill her, it kept her. For what? Wendy asked. A new voice answered. For me. They turned. Hook stood in the archway. No longer in armor, barefoot, robed in shadows, his skin pale as bone, his eyes pitch black. He raised his hand, the vault shook. Peter stepped forward, stay back. Hook's voice was calm, almost tender. I've waited so long for this moment. You, her, the girl who was born from a ghost. You're mine, Wendy. You're not taking her, Peter growled. Hook grinned. I don't need to take her, I just need her to remember. And then he snapped his fingers. The prism above shattered. Wendy screamed. Memory exploded. Visions poured into her skull, her mother dying, Peter weeping, Hook becoming, the shadow splitting, the island bleeding. The roots quaked. Peter grabbed her arm. Wendy, stay with me. But she fell into the roots, into light, into darkness. Wendy dreamed of clocks, of wings, of blood. And somewhere deep in the island's heart, something woke up.